Watch this before you go vegan. Being vegan is amazing. You do it for the animals, but one thing that I tell people is don't jump straight into it. There's a lot of things you have to think about before you go. And I'm going to talk about the number one thing that a lot of people sort of get wrong when it comes to veganism and why they fail. And this is something that I've experienced personally. And it comes to the reason why so many people fail. So many people I've come across, no one personally, but just on YouTube, in the social media world, so many people go vegan and then they go back because they lose weight. They lose muscle, they lose weight. They feel like being vegan is causing them some sort of deficiency and they're not getting in enough food as a vegan. And why is that? It's exactly why. They're not getting in enough food as a vegan. One of the biggest things about being on a vegan or mostly plant-based diet is that it is so low calorically dense, which means you eat a lot of food, but in terms of calories, it's not as much when compared to meat or dairy. And this is an amazing thing. This is a beautiful thing, especially if you're looking to cut, if you're looking to lose weight. Plant-based foods make you feel full. They fill you up in return for a small amount of calories. But at the same time, when you go from eating a heavily meat and dairy diet to a vegan diet, you're going to feel fuller really quick. You're not going to be getting in enough calories. That's the mistake a lot of people make. They don't account for the calories that they're missing out on, and they just go by how full they feel. Which is why it's so important to make sure that you have an idea of how many calories you're getting. How many calories you're getting as a meat eater, a rough idea before you go into veganism, because you want to make sure that you're getting in the same amount of calories. Because what happens more often than not is a lot of people just feel like they can't get in enough food as a vegan. And like I said, this is a beautiful thing. This is a really good thing when it comes to dieting. When you're dieting, whole foods, plant-based, you feel really full because it is so much food for a low amount of calories. You can eat a whole lot more food while still losing weight. But if you're someone that struggles to eat, if you're someone that, has a fast metabolism, if you have a low appetite, becoming vegan can be a bit of a challenge. How do you sort of account for this? What do you do? Your number one best friend should be fats. Now, fats per gram gives you more calories than carbs or protein. It gives you 9 calories per gram compared to carbs and protein, which has 4 calories per gram. So you want to make sure you're getting in a lot more fat if you're someone that, struggles getting in calories. My best friend is peanut butter. Peanut butter, I can put in 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of peanut butter and it's around 100 calories. I can easily get in around 400 calories just from peanut butter alone. I can add it in my smoothie. I can add it in anything that I want. And it's fat. It's purely fat and protein, but mostly fat. And also things like nuts and seeds. These things are so high in fat and they're so good in terms of getting in calories per gram. You're going to feel a lot more fuller. And at the same time, you're going to be getting in a lot more calories for eating a little bit of food. The reason why a lot of vegan food feels like you're eating in so much but getting in less calories is because it's high in carbs and protein. But in terms of fat, it's not that high in fat. So you want to prioritize getting in fats. Things like nuts, things like nut butter, things like seeds, sunflower kernels are amazing. Chia seeds, linseed seeds. These are things that are high in fat. And the more fat that you get in, the easier getting in calories will be. My favorite thing to do when, if I'm ever struggling to get in calories is to make smoothies. I make smoothies, I add in sunflower seeds, I add in peanut butter, I add in linseed, I add in chia seeds, and all these different seeds are so high in fat, and before you know it, you have a 900,000 calorie shake right there. But this is only if you're struggling to get in food. But make sure that you have an idea of how much food you're eating. You can't just go into being vegan blinded. You don't have to count calories, but just have an idea of how many calories you need. Not even how many calories you've been eating, because maybe, you want to become more healthy. That's fine. You want to be healthy. You want to go vegan, but you need to know a rough idea of how many calories you need, and you need to make sure you're eating that many calories. For me, I need about 2,400 calories right now, and I am on a cut. And I find it extremely easy to hit that number because of, I mean, it's not that high in calories. It's not that high. I feel super, I feel super full. But at the same time, I've come down to that from eating 2,700 calories. But when I was eating 2,700 calories, peanut butter was my best friend. Nuts was my best friend. And not only did it add calories, it also added protein. So make sure that, you sort of make up for the calories that you're losing when switching to a vegan diet. This is the most important thing. And this will mean that you're going to have a more successful vegan journey. And that's the mistake that I see a lot of people make, is they don't account for the calories that they're losing, because vegan food is just more filling, more healthier for you, more easier on your stomach. So make sure you're doing that. Make sure you know exactly how many calories you need. I have a free guide on how to calculate your calories, your macros. I'll put it in the description box down below, and it just goes through a guide, and it helps you calculate how many calories you need, exactly how many calories. And that's what I used to figure out how many calories I need. So I hope this helps. Make sure that you're counting for the calories. You don't have to calorie count, but have an idea of how many calories you need. And if you struggle to get in calories, nuts are your best friend. Nuts is everything. And the last resort, I don't always recommend this, but if you really struggle to get in food calories, which I doubt if you're getting in enough nuts, enough calories from fats, is to use things like MCT oil. But this should be your last resort. I don't recommend MCT oil for everyone, but it is an oil that is really dense in calories, and a few tablespoons of that in your smoothies can really bump up the calories by 200, 300. I hope this helps, and you can check out the free guide down in the description box down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.